August 12th of 2021, I received a phone call that my child's father had a seizure, so I didn't think it was that bad. And then I received a phone call from his mother stating that he had bitten by a dog, but still at that point I didn't know it was that bad until his mother called me back from the hospital to tell me that he had passed away. The dog bit down on his jugular. I know Amanda through my son's father, Javon. We were friends at one point. Javon and I used to live with her and her boyfriend. Javon basically raised the dog since the dog was a puppy. I have never had any bad encounters with the dog. He was a good cuddle buddy. He has never been around Javon while he has had a seizure, so I don't know if that caused the dog to panic or attack. I believe that he got into a fight and dropped into a seizure while he was fighting. I'm not sure if the dog got sick on him. I'm not sure if the dog was trying to help him. I just want to know what actually happened that day. I had got two different sides from the story from Amanda and then a friend of ours, and the stories just didn't add up. Deep down inside, I really honestly feel that someone told the dog to attack. Two people have came to me and said that Javon was fighting and they did sick the dog on him. Amanda's fiance, Austin, kind of feels that since he wasn't home at the time, which I wouldn't know if he was home or not because I was not there, that he didn't have to show. It would have brought me closure if he did, because that'll tell me that he has nothing to hide, that his love is still strong for Javon. Because at the end of the day, my son lost his father. Just to know that my son won't be able to hear his father say, "I'm proud of you, I love you" anymore, it really bugs me. He acts just like him. And all I can do is just try to stay strong and keep the days pushing. He was just my forever friend. And it just hurts. It really does.
So in the morning, we had gotten up. It was me, Javon, and my fiance, Austin. We had gotten up because Austin goes to work like he normally does at 7 in the morning. So we had gotten up. He hadn't up left. And Javon didn't show no signs. You know, I usually can read him. You know, he's lived with us for 2 years. So, like, he didn't show no signs of nothing. It was still early in the morning, and we took turns with my kids. You know, if they would have got him up, you know, he'll take care of them. So we got up, you know, smoking a cigarette. I told him, I was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna go back to bed." I was like, you know, if my kids get up, just wake me up and let me know. And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna do the same." So I go in there, I go to sleep. My kids came in, and, you know, they woke up a little while later. They were like, "I'm thirsty." And I'm like, "All right, well, go out there and get a drink, come back in here, because I don't want to wake him up." So they had gone out there to get a drink, and that's when they came back in, and they were like, "Mom, the dog got foofer," and that's what we call him. And I'm like, "What do you mean? You know, like, what do you mean the dog got foofer?" So that's when I jumped up out of bed. He didn't viciously hit him. He had him like a little bit right here. I was able to pull the dog off. The dog just kept licking him.
The dog's mouth was clamped
Like right
on
here.
the neck, though?
Just a little bit, yeah. So, like, I was able to pull him off, and he just kept, like, nudging him and licking him. And I'm like, "No, Jack, come on." And he, like, bit him a little bit more. So I was able to pull the dog off. I didn't have a phone.
Was this unusual behavior for the dog?
Yeah, because it's never, like, he was never, he wasn't a violent dog unless, like, you approached him. Yeah. Finally, after, like, they took him to the hospital, the police started leaving because homicide comes in, and I didn't know it was homicide. So they come in, they start taking pictures of everything, and they took pictures of his 2 prescription bottles of seizure medicines, and she was like, "Well, no wonder why he had a seizure." So finally, after everybody leaves, there was one officer left, and we're like, "Look, you know, what's going on? Like, can I please go to the hospital?" And they're like, "We're sorry, but your friend didn't make it on the way to the hospital." And I said, "What do you mean, you know, he didn't make it?" And they're like, "He didn't make it." So after that happened, we go in the house, because they didn't clean nothing up. They didn't clean none of the blood up, no nothing. So we had to go in and we had to carpet clean our floors and clean up all the blood and stuff. So when we sit down after we're done cleaning, his family comes over. And it got serious. They jumped us. They were trying to get to me. They were like, if I can't have my kid, you can't have yours either. I was pregnant with my daughter. She's 8 months now. I was pregnant, so like they were trying to get me, They felt like
Trying to beat you up?
They jumped him.
Who?
My fiance.
Okay.
And because they weren't gonna let him come after me.
Did they beat him up?
Yeah. They busted.
And then they tried to beat you up?
Yeah. So I ran into. My kids were already hiding in the room, so I ran into the room while he was dealing with that, and I'm on the phone with police, like, please come help, please come help. They kicked my door in and everything.
Your front door?
Yeah, because like it was already open, but we was able to get them out and lock the door and put a couch in front of the door. And that's when they kicked the door again, and that's when, thank God, the police showed up. So the police ended up showing up, they ended up leaving. So that's when me and Austin had gotten my kids and we took off.
Because people think that you
murdered
killed
him.
Javon.
Because the reason why they think I murdered him, like I forced this to happen was, okay, so they said that I caught him cheating. The reason why the cheating is about is me, Austin, and Javon, we were swingers, okay? So they thought that...
Wait a second.
They thought that I caught Javon cheating.
Were you sleeping with Javon?
Yes.
And you're engaged to Austin?
Yes. We were swingers with the whole thing. Like me, Javon, and Austin were okay with it.
Was it like a love triangle?
Kinda, yeah.
Javon has been around that dog since that dog's been a puppy. It's no way in hell. It's no way in hell. This hurts me. This haunts me every day. I have to watch his son grow up without being able to say, I love you, I'm proud of you, any of that.
And my heart hurts for you, Shay. It really honestly does. Honestly, like, I'm sorry. Like, if I could take all this back, I would. If it would all...
But when I play for him on Facebook, me showing him his obituary, when I show him his obituary, that's Daddy, I love you. Like, that's gonna hurt. Growing up, he never got to experience him make his first steps. Not gonna be able to experience him going to school, nothing. That took a large part of me away. Javon was my everything. We've been messing around since I've been 16 years on and off.
That is tragic.
I didn't think it was that serious, because when I received the phone call, I was told that he went into a seizure, and then the next phone call was he was bitten by a dog. Once again, didn't nobody tell me how serious it was.
Now, when you hear the story, like people bum rush the house, trying to attack her, she's 8 months.
That's something I wasn't aware of.
No, I didn't say you play any part of it, but people must have expressed to you why this happened, right?
Yeah.
And what did they say to you?
They felt like they sicked the dog on them.
And did they tell you what the reason would be behind that?
All I know is that a few people have told me that after the incident happened, her and her fiance sat on the porch, looked at another relative and said, ha, 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 that's why we killed your son, your other son's next. I don't know what to believe. There's so many stories going around.
Any truth to that?
I don't know.
When it happened, we can't go in the house. We're sitting there, and we're arguing with his mom.
Yeah.
Like, we all...
But did you make any statement like,
No.
we killed your son?
No, we never laughed about it. We never joked about it. We kept apologizing, telling her that we would pay for the funeral. We would help her with any means. We'll help with the baby.
Okay, Amanda, you came here, took a lie detector test. And we asked you, did your dog bite Javon while he was defending someone? You answered no. You did not tell the truth.
Wow. Wow. You're a liar. You're a liar.
Did you see your dog initially bite Javon? You answered no. You did not tell the truth.
Are you serious? Are you serious? I hope you go to jail. I'm pursuing this.
Did you order your dog to attack Javon? You answered no. You told the truth.
Okay, so now let me explain that one initially. Like I told the lie detector guy, he bit down twice like I told everybody. The first bite, like I told him I didn't see, And the second time, no, I told everybody it was twice.
You told me once.
The second
I have
time,
messages.
What? But okay, you did say that you saw your dog clamped on
Yes.
Javon's neck.
Yes.
So you did see that. But what's this about the dog biting
Defending
Javon?
somebody? I don't even know, because, like, only ones that were home was me and my kids.
Wow.
And the neighbors. Like, I don't know what defending
Were the
somebody.
neighbors over at your house?
They came downstairs to call 911, but he was already in the middle of the seizure. My kids woke me up, and I went out there and I seen it.
You told me the dog bit down one time. When you messaged me when it first happened, you told me the dog bit down one time and you were able to get the dog off of him.
Was Javon in some kind of altercation?
No. I mean,
Well, see, just now, the way you hesitated.
we never had an altercation. Like, only time he and Austin was ever in an altercation was like a few months prior.
Because you're not being 100%
They didn't
true.
even put all the questions
You are
on.
not being, we don't put every single question.
Because one of the questions.
We ask the ones, we read the ones that are pertinent to the story. And one of them that is pertinent is that you're not being completely honest. And I'd like to get to the bottom of it for her,
No,
for
I
the sake of
understand
her son, to find out exactly what happened, the cause of death of her son's father.
I understand that.
And if Austin doesn't come, well, then I'm going to assume that he has something to hide and that he had an altercation that morning.
I
And
know.
a lot of other people are going to think that too.
Can I say
So I
something?
suggest you get Austin to come here and take a lie detector
Can I say
test.
something? One of the
Oh,
questions
well, hold on.
One of the questions were.
You can say something the next time you're on my stage. Goodbye.
I called you, Steve, for help because I watch your show all the time.
Somebody's going to watch this and say, you know what? She was brave enough to do that. I can do that too.